Aloha, everyone. Stock market indexes basically handled the sell off pretty well on Wednesday. The market sold off 0.26% on the Nasdaq, but as you can see, once again for the second session in the row during the for the second session in a row during the pullback, we have reversed off the intraday lows, closing in the top half of the intraday range. This time, though, we actually closed higher than where we open, which is just another positive sign on the intraday reversal. And another good news, this was not a distribution day as volume was lower than the session before and actually came in below average. On the S&P 500, we saw a similar situation price action wise. Did not close higher than where it opened, but still came off the intraday lows very nicely with volume coming in lower than the session before. NYSE, you can see the same similar situation there. Dow Jones Industrial Average, a little worse. It took the brunt of the selling today, but that's actually good. We want to see the small caps and NASDAQ component stocks lead. And as you can see with the Russell 2000, it too reversed well off its intraday lows, only down 0.33%. Volume was lower here too. So overall, the market's pulling back well. We remain overbought. Let's look at the oscillators. RSI, you can see, is near the 70%, 75% line. Stochastics rolling over also from overbought levels. NASDAQ is similar situation. S&P 500, the exact same thing. So we're just working off the overbought conditions. You can see TSV has come down well on the S&P 500. MACD is also starting to abate a bit. The NASDAQ shows similar situation overall, and the Russell 2000, same thing. TSV coming back nicely. But with all that, obviously, when the market pulls back, we're going to have sells, and we had quite a few today, actually. Partial sales wise, MSTR closing below 20-day moving average, 25% lower volume. Data, I'm all out. All intraday stops hit, but still technically on a day basis, closing above the 91.60 lows or whatever on that gap move in February. So it's a 50%, 75% sell. MRCY, damn it, all my sell stops hit, so I'm all out of it. Once again, if I want these, I will set buy stops on these if I have available cash, and I'll get them as they re-break out. But MRCY hit all my sell stops still with it closing at 1680. That's a cent above my final cut loss level of 1679. So technically, it's a 50% sell. You can hold it here and see how it acts. HVB, we just had an ad signal in it, and it's failing that, so we got to get rid of that ad signal again. Disappointing. I mean, I'm pretty sure this stock's going to rocket higher sooner or later, so keep an eye on that one. AAXJ, unfortunately, intraday hit my sell stop on an end-of-day basis, though. It is also a sell because it's closing below the 20-day moving average, but you're going to get a better sell point than I am with it being at 63.27 instead of 63.08. A lot of sells. And like I said, Lulu also, what I'm going to do is move up my, it's a 25% sell if you want to do a confirmation. If you wanted to do this yesterday, which I didn't because of the base, closing below 20-day moving average, so you put a sell stop below the low a day. It did breach that, so technically it is a 25% sell. However, I'm using the base lows, a Darvis box system on this one, so it has to close below this low. But what I'm going to do is move this sell stop up to the low a day of today of 64.86. Last sell stop moves up to the low a day of the day that I got long on the intraday breakout of Lulu from that consolidation pattern. And then FMI, since it's closed below the 20-day moving average back here on this date, it is, or back here, right here, never mind. Back here is when it closed below the 20-day moving average. It kind of held support the entire time. Now it's breaking below it. So I'm going to make it a 50% sell. It's part of a merger, so it really doesn't matter. By now we should have seen more, but I'll keep it on for the last leg of the trade, which I believe is a close below these levels. But it's actually a pretty good sized position. I'm kind of shocked that it was even that big, and or I didn't get a lot of sell signals in it. But I've been long the stock for a long time, and it's done nothing. And now we have a small loss, so it's time to get out of most of it. I believe I'm out of 75% of it since the original position. And then Core, I'm all out as it ripped through all my sell stops. But like I said, if you didn't get ripped through all yours, technically it was a hold after that day. And yesterday, still a hold with a big intraday reversal, but now it's closing at the low of day or near the low of day and wiping out the intraday low of the session before on extremely heavy volume. So 3 days, that's huge volume. That chart is destroyed. Core is now 100% sell signal on an end-of-day basis, and coal is failing on an end-of-day basis. It's still slightly above where I put my emergency sell stop, but I'm out of all this, failing the 50-day moving average on heavier volume. And then the last sell, TNET. Ripped through all my sell stops. My sell stop was not sure, but they had to have been here, but it wouldn't have mattered because it got sold in the morning, and I think I was like filled at 31.31. But technically, here's the long signal back here, so you can see where we're long in the morning, 31, 21 level. See where it's closing today. Whoops, where am I at? There we go. Above 31.21, so it's not a full sell. It's a 50%, 75% sell. It's up to you, but a huge intraday reversal. Kind of looks bullish. Might turn out well, but I am not going to get back into a stock that's this broken, even though it has such a big reversal. So TNET's 100% sell for me, 50% for you. And with all these sells and everything, luckily, hopefully, we have a lot of chart patterns setting up that we can put the money back to work again. But I actually do have long signals tonight. Zillow Group is a CanSlim quality stock with huge earnings and sales growth. This is the online real estate company. It has huge earnings per share estimates for 15 and 16. It's also in my BOP 50-day scan, so this one is technically a 3.5% position. Low a day is the final cut loss. Also, Facebook was in my CanSlim scan, breaking out on heavier volume, kind of a cup with handle pattern, and a longer ascending base or cup base, whatever in the hell you want to call it, doesn't matter. Breaking out strong volume, but it's not that strong as Facebook only showed up in another high price stock scan. So that's not really any confirmation. So that's a 2.5% long position on Facebook. And then ISIS showed up in my perfect speculator scan. I actually profiled it on StockTwits yesterday. Should have gone long yesterday. Would have saved myself 2 percentage points, but it's giving me a confirmation long signal, even though BOP is going the wrong way with it bouncing off its 50-day moving average and breaking out above those recent highs at 69.98. So ISIS is a good long. Like I said, the stocks I'll be looking to put back on the most is MRCY. That's the May one, and my PayC buy stops will still be out there. So quite a busy evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Once again, a reminder of me messing up on CRMD. Got an end-of-day signal on that thing on February 11th. Less than a month later, it's 92% higher. And just to remind everyone, I picked Vuzi.